I remembered. Do you know when I was talking in the pod about the game on Nintendo 64 that I used to like live off? It's called F-Zero-X.
F-Zero, the racing one.
Banging game. One of my favourite games growing up. It was like a fantasy racer thing. So you had like made up cars, like jet cars and all this stuff, and like
bit like Wipeout.
Yeah, random characters, and it had like a speedo at the top, and it was like this like neon green text, and you were always doing like 700 miles an hour or something. It's an absolutely outrageous game. You drive upside down on walls and stuff like.
Oh yeah, literally. Yeah, it sounds like literally Wipeout.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where you had like the speed thing, you're just flying around court. You don't even know what's going on by the end.
Because there was a Diddy Kong game on there as well, which was like a Diddy Kong kart or something like that.
Yeah, I remember Diddy Kong. Yeah, Diddy Kong. Yeah.
Because was talking like about like games and stuff, and I didn't really grow up with PlayStation. It was always Nintendo in my house.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I went like Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube.
Oh, so we never had a GameCube.
Yeah, and then like my sister got a DS, and that's when I first came into PlayStation because I got a PSP.
Oh man.
You know what?
Goated, man.
I missed the PSP days.
Goated.
It was
so ahead of its time.
It was. That was the problem. It was too good for its time.
If PlayStation released something now, even like, do you know when they did that PS Vita again, it was still too far in front.
Yeah.
If they released something now to compete with the Switch, they'd smash it.
Yeah,
they would. They would. Because I've been tempted to get a Switch.
Switches are good, but they are still limited.
Yeah.
Like to what? Like I think I've seen somewhere that their lifespan of the Switch is coming to an end now.
All they did when they refreshed was just give it a nicer screen.
Yeah.
So
the ones everyone getting now is the Steam Decks.
Yeah, Steam Decks.
It's literally a handheld PC.
But they just released Last of Us Part 1 on Steam Deck, and apparently it is garbage.
Well, you have to expect a little bit of a watered down version.
Yeah.
Well, they're meant to be quite good. They're quite powerful, but they're like $600. There's three options in there. I think the Spencer one's like £600-700, something like that. Or
and like I said with the PSP, it was affordable. It was just like, what was it? It must have been about 150 quid.
Yeah, it was like £200 bundle.
Yeah,
I've been tempted to buy a second hand one.
They're amazing.
I've got one.
My brother's got one. Yeah, my brother still has a PSP.
One's chipped as well. But to be fair, do you know the worst part about having a chipped PSP is that the memory card in it was like a PSP specific memory card. So when you try and buy them now on Amazon, they're still really expensive because they don't make them no more.
No.
So like for like 64 gig, it's like £130. It's like more than like 3 PSPs.
Same with the Vita when they brought that out. Even though it was a micro SD, it was
like
had to have a
PlayStation
Vita
specific,
one.
Fucking PSP, man.
What were they before? Memory stick duos.
Yeah. They don't make them anymore. And even when you wanted to plug that into your PC, you needed an adapter, which then went into an SD card adapter.
Yeah. I remember like trying to download like game saves in it.
Pro Evo game saves. So you had all the kits.
Yeah, literally all the names redone and everything.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna get 2 podcasts in one here, Ash.
Yeah.
I do miss Dave Burkham on Pro Evo for Man Red.
Man Red, yeah, Manchester, yeah. Man Blue.
Merseyside Red.
Yeah.
Well, you're just called London FC, I think.
Oh, something crap.
London Blue or something.
London Blue or something. I'm sure it had blue because you had Reds as well.
Yeah.
Blue FC.
Just remember John Terry on the front.
Yeah. It was John Terry and Adriano.
Yeah. What did they do in the face off? Then I think it was Omar with him at one point.
Yeah. Well, Pro Evo was the game, man. That's the best football game that's ever been out.
Just run up to the halfway line, hold square, straight in every time.
Top corner, keepers don't stand a chance.
There's always glitches in the old games that are just ridiculous.
Well, saying that, there still is.
Well, it still is now.
Still metas and whatever.
But they get patched up within a week, whereas back then they just...
You had to live with it.
That was it.
I had FIFA 2002 World Cup on GameCube, and on that, if you did like 2 fake shots in a row, and then did like it was like a power bar. And if you did one less than full power from anywhere, you would finesse it top corner every single time. So you could shoot from your own half essentially and blast it top corner. And like it was like prime. That 2002 World Cup was like prime England squad and like the prime Brazil squad and that. And I'd always play as Brazil. And you see David Seaman just absolutely throwing his like you're like winning 15-0 and David Seaman's having a heart attack.
Hello, welcome to OverRHeads, episode 8. We've got Nick Ashir and Omar again. I want to start off with, because I know Omar's a big fan, what are your thoughts of the Power Rangers trailer on Netflix?
Oh yeah, looks good. Looks good.
You excited for it?
Yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of politics around it, obviously.
Yeah.
Because of the whole thing with the Pink Ranger getting accused of not doing it for money.
Yeah, I've seen all that.
Which is
yeah.
a bit crazy.
And she's come out and says, I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, there was a lot of things, especially with like Jason David Frank, R.I.P. Passing away. I think a lot of the Rangers were like, they didn't want to uncover old wounds and stuff, and they're all doing their own things now. They're all busy. They've all moved on. Some people have moved on in life, you know. For them,
How many did the cast come back? The main cast,
well,
3.
From the originals, obviously you've got the Black Ranger and the Blue Ranger. So you've got Walter Jones and David Yost there back, which is really cool. Trini is in it as like, I think, a catalyst for the story.
Yeah.
So she passed away as well, but she's like a catalyst for the story now. They've got other people from different seasons, so like SPD, like they've got the other Black Ranger, Johnny Young Bosch, he's in it, and then like Karen Ashley, I think she's in it, and the Pink Ranger Cat, she's in it. So there's a lot of people from like different seasons kind of scattered in it, which is cool. And I just like, I really like the Rita Repulsa design. Her like mecha.
That does look cool. But
I'm just glad it's on Netflix.
And as well, it's accessible.
Yeah. I think it will actually do really well because of that. Like,
I don't know, it just dropped out of nowhere. I was on Facebook, and then also it was like Power Rangers. And I thought, what's this? And I watched the trailer. Thought, do you know what?
Was there? I didn't keep up with it. But was there rumours like that it was coming?
It was. Yeah, there was a lot of things about it, because I remember when they didn't really release any specifics on it, but because it was coming up to the 30-year anniversary, there was always going to be something, because they always do it anyway, like they've had like Forever Red and stuff like that on anniversary episodes. So they do tend to really kick doors off when they do Power Rangers stuff. And I seen a thing today. Have you ever read the Boom comics from Power Rangers?
No.
So they've got the comics all like keep going now, and they've just released like a Kickstarter for the comic collection, and one of the like campaigns is $1,500.
Wow.
For a comic.
Wow.
Like a big. To be fair, there's like a lot in it, but I was like,
That's
Jesus.
nuts.
There's going to be some rich geezer that's just bang
The
go on.
comic I still need to read is the one we talked about, is my franchise v Shaw's franchise.
Godzilla versus
That, I still need to read that.
You still never read it?
I still need to get it. Still need to read it.
They'll probably bring out a volume soon with it. Or like just a big graphic novel. So
well, thing is, I know when I was looking, the covers were quite nice, so I was tempted to get all 5, because there's only 5 on it, so there's all 5 covers.
Yeah.
But
surprised you didn't, to be fair, because I've got quite a lot of them.
I never got around to it. I need because I follow a comic site that still sells them, so I need to get on there and get it, but I need to get on that.
Yeah, and then they did Turtles as well, but Turtles has come back
twice
now as well.
When they all show up in the episode, that was
they've done that, and then they've got the comic crossovers now as well, which is really cool. And they came back for a second volume of that as well.
See all the crossover memes getting used for, like, do you know when there's like a random link up, like Kim Kardashian and then Katia. Just makes no sense, but you see all the memes get used for that all the time.
I wanted to ask you that, because I know you're a massive fan for it. Get proper started.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's see what it brings. I think we'll judge it when it comes out.
Yeah.
We had to get Omar back after your sensational debut. Great World Cup form. He's got himself second cap.
I've totally eat your heart out. Well, on that episode, you didn't really give a shit about Chelsea. You was a bit like fed up with him.
Well,
as your mood changed.
The thing is, I just think for what it is in the season now, I think we just have to take it for what it is. So like, I understand that we aren't really going to be challenging for anything other than the Champions League. So for me now, the league is almost like we just have to try our best to win as many games and to see how the players are performing and see who's like people now. This season for us is: are you ready to play next season? Are you ready to fight for your spot? You know, are you good enough anymore? Because there's some players in that squad that are just dead wood now.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, like Pulisic. Because he has had, some players do not get a chance in the squad, and you look at him and you go, he needs a chance. There's been so many times where he's played and he just isn't at it anymore. Whether he needs a loan or something like that.
It's strange though, because he looks so good when he plays for US and stuff.
Yeah.
He looks so technical, and he's like, and then he plays in the Prem, and he can't even get a touch.
It's too strong. The Prem is so strong. And he when you see him on the ball, he's lightweight. He's so lightweight.
He's definitely one of the confidence players in your team as well. Needs a lot of confidence to be informed. I think, to be fair, I probably agree with you on that, on Chelsea's situation. I'd say that you need to back Potter. I think that he needs to stay, because if you now go sack him, it just makes no sense, because you've backed a whole project with him.
You let him
and
spend
especially now
in January, and
and especially because Tuchel's gone to Munich now.
Yeah.
The only people would say is get rid of him, bring back Tuchel. Now he's gone. There is no other option really, other than Mourinho.
Go back to Conte.
Or Conte. I love Conte.
Go back to Conte.
I love Conte.
Nagelsmann, he's available again. But then, what's the difference? Potter's just English Nagelsmann, isn't he?
Yeah.
But how did you feel recently? Because obviously you had 3-4 Premier League wins on a bounce, but you didn't move a single position. You just stayed. Was it 10th?
Yeah, 10th. I think that's us for the season.
you wish you went on a good bounce. And it's just but it's still 10th.
Yeah,
but the games are coming thick and fast for everyone, and they're all big games. So I know that Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle have all got each other in the next 5 weeks. We all play each other at some point, so that's going to shake up the league a little bit. Might be a good chance for you to push back into a European spot, but
maybe Europa. Definitely not Champions League.
I don't think Champions League.
I think Champions League
Europa League is in a chance.
Yeah,
He's got to compete with Fulham, Brentford, Brighton. They're all pushing for it in there. So
I think the only ones that are out of that, they're probably
should not be in this conversation right now.
The only ones that will have
Brentford, Brighton, man.
The only ones that will have a genuine chance are Brighton. Sorry.
Yeah,
I do think they're actually a good.
I like Brighton. Yeah, I do like Brighton.
De Zerbi's a good manager as well. I like what they're doing, but again, come summer they're going to lose half their team again, like they always do.
Yeah, probably to Chelsea.
Yeah, Calcedo will go. Mitoma will probably go. Ferguson will probably go, and then again they're left with the same bullshit situation. But then their recruitment is fucking amazing. We signed some guy for like 400k, and he's like absolutely unreal.
Well beater. Yeah. But Champions League, I think we just got to keep an eye on the Champions League and just put all our eggs in that basket, basically.
I mean, beating Dortmund is a good.
It was a fantastic result.
Who's next?
Especially after the first leg.
Real Madrid.
I'm sorry.
But genuinely,
you're not getting
genuinely,
you lot played really well against Madrid.
When we played last year, even Carlo Ancelotti said the hardest game that the whole run was Chelsea. And to be honest, apart from them goals, they were just world class goals. We did nothing wrong.
But that's the thing with Madrid, isn't it? You can't stop them.
Yeah.
When they start moving, you can't stop them.
If Madrid go out, I think it's anyone's.
Yeah.
But
I think if Madrid go out, it's Man City.
You think actually Man City will do it?
Yeah. I think the next round, in my mind, will be Man City. Madrid.
I'd like to see a Man City Madrid final.
We can't have it.
We can't have it. No, in the same seat. Yeah.
We can have a Madrid Man City semi.
That'd be cool.
We're guaranteed to get either one of the three Italian teams or
Benfica
in the final.
I've seen Crazy and apparently Napoli are gonna.
Napoli, I think they've
been doing good. I've seen the last 10 years of all the winners. All perfectly predicted.
Oh,
and then Napoli this year.
We have Arsenal next year.
Arsenal next year,
And then United the year after.
I don't believe it.
But it was like all perfectly predicted. I'm like, I actually looked to put a bet on. It's not worth it. I was like,
it was in 2013 or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And I was like, because I looked at it, I thought this can't be real. And I thought, wait, everyone is like this year Napoli. I was like, I might put a bet on this. And then I went on it. I was like,
to be honest,
£5 down.
I don't think Napoli's probably a good shout. To be honest, they look really good. They're
number 9, what's his name?
Osimhen, and then like Kravitsa Kela, he's a baller, man.
I don't watch.
Oh, he's such a baller. He's from Georgia. Whoever scouted him, they didn't even sign. Didn't play for anyone of notice. And he's come into this team. He fucking annihilated us.
Really?
He's been world class in Serie A. I think him and Osimhen have sort of their goal record, their goals and assists between each other is. Like that dynamic duo of Europe at the minute.
Yeah, Osimhen has been smashing it though.
Yeah, Osimhen's been great. But then there was a lot of unsung heroes in that team as well. That Kim Min-jae at centre half. All their midfield, like the Lobotka and what's his name, Zielinski. They've both been absolutely class. And And to be, I don't know, something's just clicking for them. I think they're like 18 points in front in Serie A or something as well. Like, so something silly. Like they basically won the league there.
So they put all the players everything into the Champions League,
and they've got a nice run as well because they play Benfica, I think, or
was it AC?
No, so they play AC, and so they're going to face another Italian team who they've walked through all year.
Nice play. So
because I think they'll breeze past Benfica.
Yeah.
Benfica are that typical Portuguese side that will get battered 5-0 at home at some point.
It's coming.
Yeah, they love to just get battered 5-0 at some point. Every Portuguese team every year in the Champions League gets battered 5-0. So yeah, like I think they've definitely got a good shout. But yeah, I think if you do get through Madrid, which
I think it's
hard to say.
It's up in the air. I think they've definitely got a chance because that team there, like the Chelsea, and that's the most frustrating thing. They are so talented. There's so many players in that squad that are absolutely class, and all they have to do is turn it on. So like they did against Dortmund, that second game against Dortmund, we controlled that game from front to back.
You look good in the first leg as well, but that counter attack was devastating.
Yeah, just a good
I think there is. You've definitely got a bigger shout to beat Madrid than Liverpool did. Because for some reason Madrid, the only time they ever play well is against Liverpool. Like I watched El Clasico literally like the next week, and Madrid didn't know their arse from their elbow. They were fucking shit. And it's like, why can't we play then?
Did they lose? Was it 2-1?
2-1, yeah.
2-1, yeah.
They scored early on, and it was like a deflected goal or whatever. But they didn't. They couldn't get the ball. They looked chasing shadows basically all game. So. But I mean, again, Barca do look good, so...
Yeah, Barca, yeah.
I think every Barca team's flying at the minute. The men, the women, the youth, they're all flying at the minute.
Yeah,
so,
but they've just got fucking mountains of debt.
Well, yeah, that's it. So next week is obviously Liverpool, Chelsea, or Chelsea, Liverpool, one of them. So I want to score predictions, and then I want to do what I did with tomorrow, the combined team. So, score predictions first.
Yeah, do you want to go first?
I mean,
that's a hard game to
The
call.
last few times we've played...
It's been 0-0, isn't it?
It's been 0-0 or 1-1.
It's got to be 0-0.
I'd go 1-1.
Yeah.
I'd go draw.
I don't think both teams will score.
Yeah,
I think it'll either be a 0-0, which it has been, like even the two cup finals were 0-0.
Either
be a 0-0
game,
or...
I watched the last game and it was so boring. That was 0-0.
Every single game we've played between each other recently has been the stalemate.
It's been a stalemate, because the last one we played, you scored an offside goal, and that was the only thing that happened. I think Havertz scored, and it was offside or something.
Yeah.
Handball or something.
It got disallowed, and that was the only thing.
And that was the only thing.
If one team's gonna snatch it, it'll be a 1-0. I think.
Yeah.
It'll be like either a really early goal or a late goal, and you defend for your life or just nick it at the end. I can't see it not being a draw.
I agree.
I think draw. It was a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1, but obviously you two are just like 0-0.
I'm gonna go 0-0 purely for the fact that one. Well, to be fair, we have been scoring goals recently, but I just think that.
But you've not played anyone noteworthy, have you? Really?
No, we played recently. Not really, no.
Yeah,
no.
So like, I think that's...
Apart from
Dortmund, same.
You played us where I was ill, and I'm glad I was.
I was like, actually, you coming to the game? Let's have some drinks. No, I'm poorly. I was like, one time.
Was it 3-0?
Yeah,
3-1,
right? Yeah.
I'm like.
Because Leicester's goal was good as well.
I didn't even watch highlights.
Was it Daka who scored?
Yeah. It might have, yeah. Well, he messaged me, I'm like, I'm full of cold. It's cold outside. I'm not going to go sit in a cold stadium, watch us get beat. Fuck that. I'm just going to chill at home and watch. And I ended up watching Star Trek all day. And I looked at the score, I thought, okay, and that was it.
Made the right decision.
Yeah. Well, I was like, watch no highlights, just leave it at that.
Just a quick one, in your opinion. Obviously, your January transfer window was mental.
Mm-hmm.
Who's been the best signing for you?
Enzo Fernandez.
I mean, we gave him his flowers during that World Cup.
I don't see anyone talking bad about him on these like socials. They don't know what they're on about.
I think you're playing him in the wrong place.
Well, playing forward a little bit more.
I think he needs to be a centre mid. But I think that will open up for him.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think at the minute they probably said to him it's a needs must kind of thing. You know, you got Kante out, you got everyone else in that CDM position where it went from being really strong to being quite weak.
Yeah.
So at the minute, even like Kovacic plays better when he's slightly higher up because it gives him freedom of expression. Same with Enzo Fernandez. But
I think he's been class. But for me personally, I think Badiashile has been your
He has, yeah.
He's been absolutely quality.
He has been good.
Compared to that dog shit fucking
Koulibaly,
Koulibaly next to him.
Bro.
He's just a long turd.
That's Napoli. He come from Napoli, innit?
Yeah, fleeced.
They knew, man. They were like, yo, we ain't going to win the Champions League with Koulibaly, so he needs to go. Who's paying a lot of money in the
Yeah. You got Fofana back now as well, isn't it?
He has played alright, to be fair. He has played quite well.
Chile's back in the team as well.
Ben Chilwell was playing well.
But then, I don't know. Cucurella's weird, man, because he's so good, but he looks so shit for you lot. Like,
yeah, I just think he's a squad player.
I don't rate him at all.
Nah, I think he's a squad player, man. I think he has the odd good game.
When you know, if he went Brighton, didn't he?
Yeah.
Don't rate him for Brighton either.
See, I thought if he went to Man City like he was planning on doing, he would have been tearing it up there. I think.
What? I think Cancelo plays in that position, though, doesn't it?
Well, Cancelo's at Bayern now, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That was a random one. That was.
I know.
He fell out with Pep.
Yeah.
And now he fell out with Nagelsmann as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like, he's apparently a bit of a bad egg, but
I like Cancelo, man.
Yeah, I do think he's good player, but he might be getting a bit ahead of himself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's running out of moves because he came from Juventus. So really, unless he goes to Spain next year, he's running out of places to go.
You're running out of people to fall out.
Yeah, they'll be with Ronaldo in the Arabian
fighting over free kicks.
But no, yeah, for me it's Enzo. I just think that he is just a brilliant player.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with you. I mean, as a midfield hungry Liverpool fan here, we're so deprived at the minute. Like watching him play for you lot, and obviously like we had the rumours of him joining us before he joined you lot. Breaks my heart, man. Breaks my heart. But Enzo wouldn't have been enough to fix that Liverpool midfield, so that's a whole different thing there, because we need more than one.
I was going to say, I feel like that's what you need, a bit of an injection. Just like a few good signings. Just lay some money out
signings,
and say,
to be fair. Like the one that keeps getting linked, and I'd be over the moon with, is Mason Mount.
Yeah, I keep seeing Mason Mount.
I'd be absolutely over the moon with it, because he is the Klopp system player, and his best football he played with Frank and with Tuchel, and they're both that Gen press style of football, which is what we need to get back to. We can't play possession; we're not good at it, and we tried to do that with Thiago. We brought Thiago in, world class player, but not the right system, not Klopp system, definitely. So
that's what everyone always says with Mount. Oh, what does he do? Just runs. Yeah, but sometimes having someone who's running is forcing the opposition into making like rush decisions.
If you got someone running at you're gonna make a mistake. You're like, shit, let's get rid of this ball.
I think Mason Mount's quite technical as well. Yeah, I think his decision making is not brilliant sometimes. He likes to pass it backwards a lot.
Yeah, he's come off the boil.
I said that about Gini Wijnaldum. I used to say that all he does is pass the ball sideways and backwards, and it's boring.
And then when he went,
now, I'm like, we're shit.
I can remember that. Yeah. When he went, he was like,
I was like, yes, we're getting Thiago, and rubbing my hands. Like, I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I miss Ronaldo.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited, because I was like, if there's anyone that can leave, it's him. And then like Liverpool fans are sort of moving on to like, oh, we miss Mane. We don't miss Mane. Like, in truth, we don't miss Mane. Darwin's done everything Mane's done. If he scored all of the chances that he's had,
it's a different
story, we wouldn't be crying at all.
Yeah,
Luis Diaz has obviously been out; he's back in training or whatever. When Luis Diaz kicks Mane out,
he made Liverpool tick, man. I liked Luis Diaz at Liverpool. I remember
he was good.
He's back, so hopefully, if he gets a few minutes against City, then starts against you lot, I'd be over the moon. Gakpo looks like he's coming in a little bit now.
Yeah, but he got a hat trick, didn't he?
Yeah. No,
was it hat trick?
Two.
Was it only two? Did someone else get a hat trick that game?
No.
Or was it? No, it was two, and one, weren't it? Firmino got the one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Darwin got two.
I was gonna say something. If that game got mentioned, I was gonna make you do a shot.
Shot of water.
Yeah. It's just because I've had enough of it. I've been working in Liverpool the last 5 weeks, and it's all I've heard about since that game.
What's the 7-0?
7-0 every single fucking day.
But you can't really live them down, them type of games. Because I know
when you're being interrupted, like you're eating your dinner, and they're just interrupted to mention, like, shut the fuck up. I've had enough. Like, look. Fine, you beat your rival 7-0. I'm just trying to eat my fucking dinner.
I don't want to know.
Yeah. So.
Right, should we move on to this combined 11?
Yes.
What are your stipulations?
So I put it on. You're gonna go a 3-4-3 formation. You know the rules.
Yeah.
So the rules are 5 players from each team. Just this current season. So whatever they played in Champions League, FA Cup, whatever. But players from this current season. Pick goalkeeper. So obviously, because
goalkeeper's free reign, and we can pick between both.
Yeah. And then it's 5 players.
Five players. So goalkeeper, I don't know who you want to go, Alisson, Kepa, or...
Do you know what? For the first time, I actually think that's quite hard this year because most times
Champions League performance.
Kepa wouldn't really be in that debate, but
Well,
he's
he's
played so
actually-
well
yeah.
this year.
I can't not have Alisson. Just on it.
I think.
the save
Are we
against
going on
the-
this? Are we going on form or are we
just-
going on as a
just
player?
the-
then?
just this
We're
season.
just going
Just
on
this
just,
season.
Just this season.
Just your team from the 2022-23 this season.
Right.
So
Okay.
anyone
Sti-
who's in your squad.
Statistically,
That is a hard one.
I think Alisson's got more clean sheets in the Prem.
Yeah, I think.
And his just that save against Madrid, off was it Benzema or Vinicius on the back post?
Yeah.
You-
I think.
You
Do
can't
you know what?
not.
I think that's hard. I think you could argue
Is
it
that,
either
the
way.
is that the save he made before he made the mistake?
Yeah, I'm gonna say because I've seen him. Yeah.
If we're talking about mistakes, there's
Yeah, oh yeah.
plenty-
yeah,
but
no,
Kepa,
no,
this is
right,
what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's a
keepers,
really,
Yeah.
it's a really
Kepa's
kind
made a
of
few.
there's mistakes in both of them. To be fair,
yeah,
But
and they
that's-
both make
when you have a progressive goalkeeper that likes to play with their feet, which they
Yeah.
both do, you're gonna get them mistakes.
Yeah, I think you could go either way, but I mean,
Personally, I would be upset.
you're
if Kepa
higher
was
in the league. Liverpool are higher in the league, so
I think
as
just
a split 50-50,
If we're
who's got
looking
more
at,
clean
I think
sheets?
statistically he's got more clean sheets. So
Yeah.
you're like,
Fair. So you're going Alisson.
So go out,
Yeah.
Alisson then.
Alisson. Okay.
I'll do it this way.
It was a lot easier when we had Petr Cech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so we're going. What is it? 3-4-3.
3-4-3.
So should we build from the back?
Yeah, go from the back.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'd imagine it'll write itself, but I've got to have Thiago Silva in there
Yeah, I
And
fully
I don't-
agree.
Yeah, you got it.
Fully
Yeah.
agree. Silver's in there.
because he is just a monster. still.
Yeah. I don't think there's any arguments from me there.
See, what would you say with Van Dijk? Because personally, I've always been on the Van Dijk is overrated train.
I don't think he's overrated, but I think this season he's been twerking a lot.
This
He's
season,
been
yeah.
twerking
Yeah.
a lot.
This season, I won't put him in.
For me personally, if anyone's going in this season at the Liverpool backline, it'd be Konate.
Because I've not really watched, so like obviously for me, I've watched a lot of Liverpool, but I've not paid much attention to the defence. I don't think the defence.
The
has
times
been,
we've played well has been when Konate and Van Dijk played together, but I think they've only started 4 games together ever. So it's hard to judge it because when Konate plays with Matip, it's not the same. Matip's kind of fallen off. Joe Gomez is the worst defender in the history of the Premier League. So yeah, personally I'd say Konate's having a better season than Van Dijk. Van Dijk's, but at the same time, when Van Dijk came back from injury, we had 4 clean sheets on the trot, which we didn't have before when he was injured. So it's swings and roundabouts really. Konate's probably not had enough minutes to get into this team. But if you're looking at it just based on the minutes he has had, he probably gets in. So
we're playing like 3 central, well, like 3 just defenders
so
down the middle there
I think
as well. So
what this does open up to this formation is this right mid, left mid position. Are we going to pick fullbacks there, or are we going to pick?
yeah, that's the problem. Wingers, are they, or are you putting your wingers in these 2?
Yeah, so I think like we can mix and match.
Yeah.
There's not enough arguments going there, guys.
It's not.
It's a civil agreement.
It's not Tamar.
Well, no,
It's not
that's true,
Tamar
that's
because
true,
we
yeah.
and Tamar would disagree on everything.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I personally, I ideally want 2 Chelsea centre halves because I don't.
Yeah.
There's not 2 good Liverpool centre halves.
Yeah, well, you like Badiashile. I think out of any centre half in Chelsea alongside Silva, Badiashile gets in there. Koulibaly's got to be worse than Joe Gomez.
I put Baddy because I don't know how to spell his
Yeah.
name. He's a Baddy.
Insta Baddy.
Yeah, there we go. Insta Baddy. And on the graphic when I put it on screen, I'm gonna put like like Madison Bear or someone on screen. I'd probably nominate Konate.
Yeah, go
if
for
we're
it.
happy with that.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you as a casual?
Yeah. What's your?
Well, not a casual.
no,
That's
no,
probably
no
sounds
bearings.
like a diss. Like a neutral.
No, I'd say I'm more because when it comes to football knowledge, I'm shit. So I know a few things, but no, I'll leave it to you to decide.
Yeah.
Fairs. 2 centre mids. I think that might be the next position. I think we've just given him his flowers again. Enzo has got to be in there.
yeah.
Innit? So
I agree with that one, Enzo.
now this is where the game gets fun, right? Because we've got 1, 2, 3 Chelsea players already. So you've only got 2 left, and
Well, there ain't that many players playing well for us. To be honest.
Same. so this is where it gets fun, right? Because name me one good Liverpool centre midfielder.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, this season.
Who have I seen in the middle? Oh,
I have a nomination, but I want to hear it from you first. So.
I'm trying to think of his name. He always comes off the bench. I think he's a new. Is it? No, it's not. Not Carvalho.
Bajcetic.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
youngster. Yeah. I'd
When he
agree with
comes
that.
on,
Yeah. I'd
every
agree
time
with
I've
that.
watched Liverpool play,
I argued for this
plays well.
in the combined 11 with Tamar. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I managed to sneak him in. But
I like him. He seems to
Yeah.
come in and always puts a shift in. And if, like you say, if we're
he's
gonna,
exactly what we need.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem is, like you say, there is when you talk about midfield, like because of that CDM role, we've got to kind of match it up to who else is playing well for Chelsea, kind of thing. But Kovacic is unreal,
But it does leave you pretty bare bones.
and that leaves you bare bones for the rest.
the rest of the team. So,
but
like,
I'm trying to think now who else I'd put in up top because
realistically, I'd say our front line's better than yours.
realistically, yeah,
He's
like
actually, no one's actually ready firing.
left wing.
It's-
I mean, Mudryk came in. He's not hit the ground running. But he's got time, but we're
He's
talking about an 11 to put him
007. The time
Yeah.
is ticking.
He's not.
It's
in
one
it.
game away now, isn't it? Like for him to get.
Oh, for the 007. Yeah, I'm
No,
surprised
do
he
you know what?
Who started
I got
this?
I was going to say that come
It
out.
was Sancho that started this. I just want to clear something up, yeah. When Tamar was mentioning this about Gakpo, we filmed before Liverpool United, right? And then before the Everton game, that's what Gakpo scored his first goal against Everton, and so he beat the 007 allegations because it was his 6th game.
Oh, okay.
And then he obviously went and scored against United as well, so that shut Tamar up. But he wasn't having it about Sancho because he's the original 007.
Yeah.
Sancho was 0014.
Yeah, he went.
0014. That's not MI6, that's MIA. Yeah, that's a joke.
Mum went 0014 and went
That's
off
a
with
joke.
mental health problems.
Yeah. No, you can't. We can't be having this Sancho debate ever again.
Nah, Sancho. Why did he try and put Sancho in there?
No, he's just.
Tamar tried to make the whole team united.
Yeah, but he loves Sancho. He absolutely
really?
loves Sancho.
Tamar jizzed in his pants when Sancho stopped the ball from going over the line for a throw-in the Euros.
Yeah, he won.
Tamar, man, if
he
you're
won a
watching,
throw-in.
if you're watching Tamar, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he
And
literally.
this is when United had just signed him and he hadn't played for United yet. He's like,
And he was
I can't wait till he
literally-
does that for United.
He won the throw-in and he's like, oh my god, I can't wait for that next season. I was like,
He was an exciting going to United. He was an exciting prospect.
I
At the
think
end of the day,
in the
but
Premier League, he probably needs a yard of pace. I don't think
Yeah.
there's room for a winger like him. I think that's what's missing in his game, and he's never going to get that yard of pace. If you don't have it, you're not going to get it.
and if you look at Rashford as well, like I'm sure they're like the same type of player, but look at how different Rashford is
Yeah.
compared to.
Rashford's more clinical now. Like, he's not always been that way, but
I
he's
like
more
Rashford,
clinical
man.
now. So back
Right,
to
but
this.
yeah. So
Um,
for us, like if you say to me now, just to say who's
just to balance the
playing
team out a little
well.
bit.
So how many we got in there? Chelsea 3.
3, yeah.
The-
I think it probably makes sense to put a Liverpool man in, but like you said, I don't know what wingers you want because like realistically, that front 3 could all be Liverpool.
Yeah.
Throwing Chilwell in there somewhere.
Well, this is the only thing I'd say is like if you look at our team, the people that play really well are Reece James and Ben Chilwell at the minute.
Chilwell's not been better than
But
Robertson.
Chilwell's not been.
He's not been better than Robertson. We can have an argument about that because I don't think he has.
Well, I don't know. What about the England game the other day? I think he played.
I didn't watch him.
not watch it?
I didn't watch
Robertson
it,
got.
no.
I think that's probably another one like Kepa and.
I think Robertson over the international break. Robertson got a goal and 2 assists.
Oh yeah, did he play
Yeah,
Scottish? Isn't it?
Yeah. So like.
I always think he's English for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. So like.
He's way
Yeah.
too angry to be.
Yeah.
Scottish captain.
you tell
So,
him
Yeah.
That's an argument we can have. Let's decide on the centre mid first. Though.
Yeah. Okay. So go with Bajcetic
Yeah.
because I think that every time I've watched him, I've been impressed by him. So that says a lot about him as a player.
He's
as well.
out for the rest of the season, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's hurt his back or something. I can't remember what it was, but.
Right, get him off.
Carry
Get him
it,
off.
carry
He's
it
too
away.
weak. He's too weak.
He's a bit of a skinny boy, yeah, but you're bodying people to be
Yeah.
fair. So like, yeah, fair. I think one position that we'll agree on is Reece James on that.
Reece
far side.
James, yeah.
He's not played a lot this year though.
But he got injured, didn't he?
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
That's
So
the
like,
thing.
but then again, like I think like he just picks himself.
But he's
the argument with Trent is there, but Trent's not having a great year.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Trent dips so in and out of form. It's so weird because he plays so well, and then he gets like absolutely humiliated.
The problem
following
with
week.
Trent is, I think that like Gareth Bale did the similar thing. Obviously, he started as a left back, right? But eventually they were like, well, we aren't really seeing you defend, but you're fantastic going forward. So what did they do? They didn't say, well, stay at left back. They says, well, go forward then. Put him in left wing.
But
so
I think
they put him
Trent's-
at left wing and allowed him to have that freedom. What if he did that with Trent and put him as
Trent
a right
probably-
winger and played someone behind him?
I think Trent probably needs to move to centre mid if the move is going to be as an academy player he was a centre mid, but
Yeah.
I think he doesn't have the enough pace for the wide position properly where he's not got an overlap.
But it's a shame because, like you say, because when I watch him, one thing I do like with Trent is his passing. He's got a really good like range of passing on
I
him.
think he is the best attacking fullback in the world, but defensively he's like the most mediocre player. Like like that could be anyone at right back defensively. But going forward, I don't think there's anyone better. But I think if you're looking for a player, Reece James has.
Reece James is probably one of.
It breaks my heart to say that because I'll ride for Trent, but
yeah.
but
I mean
I can't argue.
Yeah.
So Reece James has got to go in. I think that's picks itself.
Yeah, he's just. Oh, I love Reece James. He is class.
I
think England are looking to have two.
Can we leave this the left fullback slash?
Yeah, because we'll see how else we've got
who
up
else
here.
got left. I think
You've got to have. I don't know because you're going on this season. I don't know with Salah.
22 goals.
Really?
12 assists.
Yeah, I think Salah's going to make that.
Obviously, yeah.
22
I
goals,
think
10.
it's because how well he did. Was it last year?
Compare him to himself.
Yeah.
In all competitions, he's got a better record than Saka.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about how good Saka's
Yeah,
been.
it's true. He's I think it's because of Liverpool's position in the league.
He's
maybe
been fantastic.
sitting a little bit.
He's been fantastic. He's been the only performer week in, week out.
Yeah.
And he's been killed by the system sometimes. When Klopp's been trying to figure it out, we play 4-4-2. You put Salah at right mid instead of at striker. He's not scoring from there. And he got killed by the system a few times by Klopp, where he just went missing because of the system. But he's still got the stats for it this season, and he's, like I said, he's probably been our most consistent performer. I think Liverpool fans are turning their back on him a little bit, and I don't like it because he's
done a lot for you. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Do that.
He's
You can't.
And he's
just
a nice guy.
Yeah,
well.
he's
just
our
ride or
top
dies.
top scorer again.
Yeah.
Like, in all comps, he's in the Champions League. He's been brilliant. No one talks about that because obviously we got humiliated by flipping Napoli and by Madrid. But we wouldn't have even gone through in the Champions League if it weren't for Salah against Napoli at home. So you can make that argument as much as you want, but I think he has been so good. Like, So I think he has to go in.
Yeah, and even his game against United, like he plays so well. That's the best I've seen him play this season. I think the game. Against United, he was on it.
He loves playing against United, and he loves playing against Man City. So I'm low key excited for the weekend.
Yeah.
Like he loves a goal
This
against.
weekend.
Yeah, early kickoff. Yeah.
I ain't even looked.
Early kickoff
I ain't looked this
I didn't even look.
Yeah.
I've been a bit with. I've just been a bit like.
Well, we're in a similar position. Yeah, like I get to sat there and I'm like, right, who is it then?
The only thing I've looked at is last man from a last man pick. That's it. I glossed straight over that. We've got Palace where I just glossed straight over that.
My last man picks recently have been so random. Like I'll literally go through like the thing, and I'll be like, Forest have got like Wolves or something like this weekend. I'll be like, low key fancy Wolves to win that. I was like, I should never have like picked that. There's probably an obvious game to pick. But
Yeah.
The Prem's always like that though.
I'm trying to save the hard ones, the easy ones till later on. So this
There's
week
no easy games now. Last 10 games.
I've gone for Brentford, not Brentford. I've gone for Brighton this week.
Last 10 games already, man.
Yeah, it flew by.
Oh, can I see Arsenal? What are they ahead? 7
5
points?
5 points.
Is it 5?
It's only 5.
5 points, but I think they've got a game in hand still though.
I think there's still a trip.
I think there's still a trip hazard in there. Yeah.
Well, they've got to play Man City. They've got to play Liverpool.
I'm sure they've got to play
Newcastle. Yeah, they've got to play you lot.
I don't think we played them twice.
Yeah, I think it's next weekend or the weekend after. No, it's not the weekend after. Easter weekend is Liverpool Arsenal.
Yes.
So
even you lot. I think on you again. You could turn up and do it.
Yeah. So there's a lot riding there. So I think there's the Prem still to play for.
Definitely, yeah. It's not a foregone conclusion still.
Yeah. Striker. Who's your striker pick? Because I think what we've got left for Liverpool, we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got 2 more Liverpool and 1 Chelsea left in the 3 positions we've got left now.
See, I don't even know if I'd put Havertz in there, man.
I don't think he can go in there.
I really don't like. I like him, and I think he can play well, but I just don't. He ain't consistent enough. And like some games he plays, and he plays really well. Like against Dortmund, he played really well. But a lot of the time I see him, he's lightweight. But he's our number 9. He plays as our like central role a lot of the time, and he just ain't. That ain't.
I don't think he's a 9.
He isn't a 9. He's a winger.
He's falls into like that very rare centre forward, not striker.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so he needs to play behind the big man or behind the goal scorer.
Yeah.
So like, if Chelsea go sign Harry Kane, hypothetically, he would absolutely look like the best player in the world.
Yeah.
But because he's up there on his own, I just don't think he's got the qualities you need for a 9.
Nah, he's not ruthless enough. He's not.
He's techie as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's a great player, but he's just not got what it takes to be a 9. Like,
Yeah.
He's not a natural goal scorer.
No.
He's a great playmaker, but he's not a goal scorer.
Yeah, and you have no one in that looks up. Like when you had like Drogba, as soon as he got the ball, his eye is where's the goal?
Lit up, yeah.
Not even where's the goal. It was I'm going for goal.
Yeah.
We have people now that will pass the ball around and around and around, and everyone's going, who's going to shoot?
Yeah.
Well, I think in terms of our team, the thing that I would like to see in it is potentially putting Chilwell in there and then having 2 Liverpool forwards. I think that
makes more sense.
That makes more
as
sense.
much as I want to argue for Robertson, and I think Robertson's been, again, like Salah, he's been very, very consistent this year. Just for the sake of balance, I think that's what has to happen.
Well, yeah, because there is no, like, you know, you go through the Chelsea team.
I don't think you've got any good wingers.
I don't think there's anyone in there that's stood out. No, I agree. 100%.
Very disappointed in Sterling. I think that we're yet to see what Madueke is like.
That Noni Madueke, he played, was it for England under 21s? Didn't even realise it was English, man.
Yeah.
I think we bought him from France or something.
He's from PSV, isn't it?
Yeah, I was in Holland. I was like, then I seen on the other day he got a goal and 2 assists, I think it was, and I was like,
yeah, but
English?
fucking Curtis Jones scored that was like the King Power, innit? Curtis Jones scored a fucking back heel in that game. Curtis Jones is dead.
Yeah, what's going on?
Curtis Jones is dead.
Yeah, France won it.
They won 4-0 or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
I was tempted to go to it, but then I was working on this, so
Jamie and a few of them went like this. It looked like a good game. I watched the highlights. It looked like a good game, but fuck that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna.
I think you've got it.
Chilwell.
Yeah, and I genuinely do think, you know, I don't think Chilwell hasn't earned his place in there.
No, and
I think it's a similar thing to like the Alisson, Kepa, Reece James, Trent, and you know, that calibre of player there. They are just good players, and it's good to have.
I do agree.
Them players like that. So you could argue either way, but like I say, for the sake of this, there is no Chelsea player I would say they have to be going in there as a winger.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think in terms of this now, I think there's only one player for that left wing position. That's got to be Darwin.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's actually been pretty good.
Well, I think he gets a bit of a bad time, to be fair. I think he gets a really hard rap because I think when he's around, he does actually make things happen, and even he's like putting himself around the pitch and being
pace as well.
Angry,
he's
angry.
But sometimes that makes a difference in the game because you get under people's. It's like Costa was so good.
You need a few shithouses in the team.
Yeah,
like you do, like a player that's gonna do something stupid once in a while. That's gonna get sent off. Even like
João Felix, he has been really good.
That is a fucking great shout, but. So then we can, but you have to drop Chilwell for Robertson then. That's the cost.
But then who do we put on the top? Who else would you argue instead? That's the question.
Firmino's got goals for days. He's Liverpool's Premier League top goal scorer at the minute.
Yeah.
He's not been playing though. Gakpo has got a few goals now, but still settling in.
Okay, so I would be willing to drop Chilwell for João Felix because
put Robertson in.
Since I've watched João Felix, I have been impressed every single game.
Well, that first game
that's just come to your mind because of the red card thing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking someone who angry who gives every pitch. I think João Felix is the only player in that squad that I watch every game, and I'm like impressive. And I think that gives you
I can get on board with that because Felix is in my fantasy football team, and he's bad.
He's sick.
I think the thing with Felix as well is when you signed him, I thought I don't know if that fixes any problems, but like you said, every time I have watched him play, he's been very impressive. Yeah. For a guy that's not even that big as well,
he puts himself about.
He's not like a Premier League striker by any stretch of the imagination, but the way he plays. works.
Yeah,
it's efficient, it's effective, and I think those are the two qualities you beg for as a football fan. Is there's someone that's efficient and effective.
And I feel like he has such free reign over the pitch. It's almost like they say to him, "Listen, this is where you're playing, but just go out there and do what you got to do."
Yeah,
because I see him running from defence up the pitch. He's always running, always tackling, gets stuck in. I think,
I'm happy with that. So that's all. We've got our 11.
So go over it from the back.
In goal, we've gone for Alisson again. Flip of a coin. I think that's probably the best way to put it between him and Kepa this year.
And I think because of that as well, we probably did look a bit on like longevity. Although we are doing it on this season, for what Kepa's done, he's done a great season. But as a goalkeeper, and
Alisson's
talking.
In my opinion, probably still the best goalkeeper around. Like, debatable. We've had this conversation before, but like,
we're not blessed with goalkeepers anymore.
Yeah,
no. The golden age of goalkeepers.
Goalkeepers have changed now. So like, I think that's as close as we're gonna get. Then we've gone for Insta Baddie at left back, left centre back. Thiago Silva and Konate. Then right wing back / right mid is Reece James. Pacetic and Enzo are the two midfielders. Robertson as our left wing back. Salah, Nunes, and Felix up top.
Yeah, man. I like that.
Yeah. Where if this team existed, if this was a real team, where would it finish?
On form. If everyone was playing.
It depends who they're playing for.
No,
if they were just a team and they're going,
the fans make a difference.
Well, the only way this team would exist is if they played for Chelsea. If you play because they're the only people that could afford this. No, Liverpool are broke.
We have to live in a world where there's a team out there that supports this team.
Yeah,
just some players.
Someone with a half and half scarf.
Yeah. I got a couple of half and halves.
Yeah, but that's from games you've been to. There'll be fans that wear it because they support both
standing
teams.
outside I went to all these games, you know.
It's like half and half scars. As you've seen, I think, but mine have obviously I've been to them.
Yeah, they're keepsakes from the game. There'll be fans that have half and half scarves because they support both sides.
I got no tickets, but my mate always brings me back a programme.
In the tray from his pie.
I think they would finish high if that team played well and that team showed up every week. I think that would be bad.
Yeah, I agree.
To be honest,
that's a nice team.
I think
there's a lot of balance in that team.
I think for where like we spoke about, even with like guys like Badiashile and Konate who probably aren't at the top of their game, you've got people like Robertson and James who will probably make up for that.
Thiago
things
Silva,
that they're
lacking.
Him in the middle, gives them a little bit of right guys. Go and do this, do this.
Yeah, you got goals in Salah. You got that pace and power in Nunes. That technical flair, and in that formation actually, Felix would be amazing if these were inverted forwards.
Yeah,
Felix would be amazing at doing that in between.
I think if you played this, you'd basically say to these three, just interchange and do what you got to do.
Exactly.
At the end of the day,
they're drawing defences.
Yeah.
There's the speed there as well.
Yeah,
like their top three, the speed in there.
Yeah, speed, power, and technicality. And
put a long ball up. It's just like fuck.
Yeah, just don't let Robertson shoot because he can't fucking shoot. He can only shoot when he plays for Scotland. Like when he plays for Liverpool, his shots are wild. Like so wild that I don't think he wants to shoot. He never looks like he wants to.
It's a sad go because the crowd have gone shoot. Okay.
And there's three outcomes when Robertson shoots in a Liverpool shirt. It goes straight down the keeper's throat with like a little bit of power. It's an absolute pea roller and it goes wide, or it's going fucking rosette. That's it.
None of them are in the goal.
Yeah, the ones that go on target never threaten.
Okay. Whereas that's the opposite for the other side. Obviously, Reece James.
Yeah, Reece James can shoot.
Sometimes at one point in the season, I thought, can't we just play him up front? Because no one else is
like
scoring.
Like especially when we've been down in games.
Yeah.
Trent basically plays up front. I was like, why don't you just do that all the time?
Literally, exactly.
It's fair. James, his sister is great as well. She's really good. So
sick. He said, didn't it? Like I was speaking to someone about this the other day because he says technically she would destroy like a lot of the male players. Technically she is fantastic.
She's probably. I think she's better than him. She's.
I'll let you tell Reece James that.
Good genes, man.
But yeah.
She's good. It's a talented family because both play for Chelsea, which is I think that's quite cool as well.
Yeah. Well, they were the first brother and sister to play for England.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
That's cool, yeah. Both same club, both playing for England. It's cool. It is cool.
You couldn't do that with your sister because you're bollocks.
I could play fucking hell, yeah. She could play for England, but me,
not you.
I'd be in the crowd.
You'd struggle to play for like fucking Kazakhstan or someone, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they win the other day?
I'm quite good. I reckon I'm quite good in defence. I reckon I'd throw some 2-footers in.
Yeah, you're a hothead, man.
Yeah.
You're a hothead.
Probably have a few red cards.
Casemiro regen.
I'd probably break
Red
records
card
for most
regen.
red cards.
Yeah, where would you play? What position would you play?
Yeah, I think it'd be defence. Yeah. I'd love to be up there, but I think it'd be defence.
Even though he looks like McAllister, innit?
Yeah, Alexis. I like Alexis McAllister. But then again, good. Since the World Cup, he's not really hit. But then
I think he's just living on that high still, man. Like,
So I couldn't play either because I was end up having an asthma attack running out of field. Sorry, I couldn't score.
But I think the McAllister thing, actually, come to think of it, I think the reason that he's kind of dropped off is because they have you seen De Zerbi's shape that he plays?
Nah.
So he plays Caicedo deep, McAllister and Pascal Gross, but they both stay quite deep. All three of them stay quite deep.
I did notice that the other day when I did
McAllister doesn't have to go forward as much.
Nah, that's what,
because Mitoma's been playing so well.
Yeah, because I had a bet with McAllister to shoot from outside the box, because that's what he's doing as well. He's getting forward, and that's what I had to notice in the game. Like you said, I don't really know their shape, but I thought I was watching McAllister. I was like, the guy's just like chilling really and just marshalling the midpoint.
What they've been doing especially against the big teams, is they marshal out the midfield, so their midfield will match man for man with the opposite team, which gives complete freedom. Because like a lot of big teams, i.e. Liverpool's and whatever, the midfield orchestrates in it. Like that's the like realistically, without having any type of midfield, players like Salah and Saka and all these guys, they're not actually going to get any of the ball.
Yeah,
because they don't go to win the ball. Like they don't press like that. So when you lock out, certainly when you lock out like a defensive midfielder or like your Jordan Henderson types or whatever, when you lock out one of them players, the other team can't attack. So Brighton just have free reins to attack whenever they want. And then Mitoma's like just been absolutely fantastic this year. I've been so impressed by him. He's probably, for me, in the Premier League this year, I've had the most fun watching Mitoma play.
It's just a kamikaze pilot, isn't it?
It's just absolutely brilliant.
I'm interested to do at the end of the season to do a team of the season with someone, because that could be interesting, because there's some players for certain teams that have been really good.
That's what's been good about this season.
I'm interested
you can pull people from everywhere.
Because usually your team of the season will be like Man City's back line, Man City's midfield.
I might have to
then a couple of people
Harry Kane, Salah and Son.
I might have to make it more tricky, like do something random with it, pick a random formation and maybe do like, start one player or two players
from each team or something like that.
I'll figure it out, make something tricky with it.
You could do it like a top 10 and bottom 10 as well. Two teams. Top 10 and bottom 10.
Yeah, I'll get on that. But that's
Ivan Toney doesn't get into either, and he's got like 15 goals, 18 goals, something around that range already this year. Toney might finish on 20 goals this year. Like that's impressive.
His penalty scoring is impressive as well.
He might have had money on it though. So.
He's had his mortgage on it. But that went well. So there's one thing I was sitting there the other day, random scroll on Facebook, and I seen this video caught my eye, and I agreed with it. And I want to ask you. So obviously, Wrexham, everyone non-football fans are Wrexham. Got a really good chance of being promoted this year. They're basically technically, if they did it, they're 4 seasons away from Premier League. Now, they have more chance of winning the Premier League title than Tottenham. Would you agree with that?
Well, Tottenham, how many years have Tottenham had the chance to win the Premier League?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how true that is, because I think Premier League heritage is definitely a thing. Like Wrexham can come up to the Premier League, certainly can. Yeah, but we see teams come up to the Premier League that are quality in the Championship or whatever, and then they're absolutely.
It's just the whole, because obviously there's a whole buzz about when
this is what. Buzz. Sometimes that carries you. Like did Leicester that season. The buzz around it.
They ain't gonna do bounce for 4 years. No. That's not gonna happen, because them leagues are so hard. I'd probably say, if you're gonna be realistic, you're probably talking 7-8 years. Then they'll be in the Premier League. But I still think they'd have more chance of winning the Premier League than Tottenham.
I think it's not a black and white statement, is it? Because Spurs could get taken over tomorrow, and then the guy goes, let's
go sign all these guys, and then boom, like Spurs are a good side again.
Yeah.
Like Yes, if you're basing it on just what's happened today, as of today, the buzz around Wrexham and Spurs kind of being in turmoil, I'd agree. I think that it certainly could happen, but I don't know, man. Like, can you imagine going like away to Wrexham and there's like you and 12 fans because that's the away. That's your away allocation, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can have about 12 seats.
No, they are building another stand.
I can see it. I like it. I like the whole Wrexham. I like the story.
I'm a big fan of Ben
it
Foster going there.
Yeah, because you come out of retirement together as well, didn't it?
Huge fan of that.
Is he? Well, yeah, because he played. Did he start there? I can't remember.
He started on the weekend.
Because he's got his cameras again, isn't he?
Yeah. Really big fan of that. I love Ben Foster.
Yeah.
I listen to his podcast and everything. He's brilliant.
The thing is, I love. As much as the Wrexham story is cool, I would obviously, because Notts County are fighting for the spot, I would prefer Notts County to win just because it's East Midlands.
Yeah.
But
the
whole Wrexham story is cool.
Wrexham are like they're sort of like they've bought like that. Do you know YouTube football sort of like YouTube boxing?
They're sponsored by TikTok, isn't they?
Yeah, like that whole.
That's a lot of money to
that
as well.
It's a modern.
I mean, the owners are literally. I mean, Ryan Reynolds was sold.
His
phone business. T-Mobile for $1 billion.
Yeah.
$1 billion. You're talking a non-league football club, and their owner is a billionaire.
Yeah,
that's nuts. So
yeah,
I mean,
we did get a little bit of a similar buzz around when Salford were taken over by Gary Neville and that class of.
And they flopped, didn't they?
Yeah, and they sort of just floating around like I think they're in League 2 now, aren't they? So. You don't know what's going to happen with them. The buzz is big right now, and if they carry on the trajectory, then cool. Like I'd actually be quite happy to see them in the Championship. I think if getting to the Prem is a bit far fetched. I think, but
that's why I say realistically, you look at.
Well, what if you said there's more chance of Wrexham winning the Championship than Spurs winning the Premier League? Yeah, because then it gives you a bit more of a realistic kind of comparison.
That could happen.
That's
do you know what?
Probably a better way to put it.
I'd be absolutely buzzing for, and I'd actually watch is if Wrexham had a playoffs push. Like I'd keep up with the Championship because I think like that we're all from this in between generation right now of this TikTok life. We're in that in between generation where we grew up with old school Premier League, and that's what our nostalgia is. But then we're moving into this TikTok era of the world right now, and we're in that in between, so we don't have that nostalgic value. Well, sorry, we still have nostalgic value for certain things, but the generation that are coming up just after us, they're all going to be like, if Wrexham get to a playoffs, let's say, the buzz around that would be bigger than whatever the Champions League final is that year.
Because someone like Ryan will promote the hell out of that.
And he's a likeable actor as well. It's not like he's some scumbag.
You can follow this whole story.
Yeah.
The whole story is documented on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a massive.
I mean, you got the Disney Plus. Have got a whole program.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like every single detail of that club is accessible to everyone. Yeah. And I feel like it makes
it real, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, did you see the video today where they did the FaceTime with Sir Alex Ferguson for the friendly game?
Yeah, he's like, well, we're coming to like,
we're coming.
It's like a 2 minute 30. It's like a 2 minute 30 video of them announcing a friendly and
pre-season. Well, it's basically the talks forward. Like Ryan's like, he plays mind games on it, and at the end it's like, I didn't hear him because they was on mute. I couldn't hear what they were saying.
He's like, Alex Ferguson's like looking at his watch and stuff. Like, it's good.
It was good.
It's good.
So, he's just been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Him and Arsene Wenger. Yeah, it's nice that they did it at the same time. That's a nice touch.
I still think.
Even his photo for that. Have you seen that?
He's
like looking at his. He's like looking at his.
Arsene Wenger's buzzing.
Yeah. He's got a big jacket on.
That's what they should have put him in. Yeah. They should have. They missed the trick.
They should have done like one of these like London Fashion Week things for him, and it just like a stupid outfit, like because it would fit perfect.
No, I think that's pretty much covered what I've said. Talked about Chelsea. I've talked about squad. Talked Liverpool, Wrexham thing.
Yeah, well, fantastic.
Oh, actually, no. I got one thing. This is going off the last episode. I haven't seen your phone. What phone are you? Are you Android or iPhone? We need to know.
I think I know the answer to this. No, your phone. Yeah,
I'm sure you know. What do you know?
You're an iPhone guy, innit?
Don't.
Yes.
Oh,
14, 14 Pro Max. Yeah, I've gone green. Yeah.
God, I need some new postcode pieces.
What I'd say, what I would say though, and this is very honest, is I don't personally think that iPhone has a monopoly over Android, especially Galaxy.
We had a whole conversation talk about what's better and what's stuff and all that. And
I just think for me, I'm very integrated into the iPhone world. And I think that the integration between everything that happens in iPhone is so seamless, it's so easy, it's so user friendly.
You don't need me as a host anymore, man. He's echoing exactly what I do.
I'm frozen now. I need some people to come on who are Android. I'm fed up with these.
But see, I remember back in the day, I was used to go iPhone. I was like iPhone 4, Galaxy S2, iPhone 5, Galaxy S3, and I did it for about 8 years between the both. And I always found myself going, I love what Android offers, but it's just not clicking with me. Yeah, and with iPhone, I know that we're behind on some things sometimes. I know that the cameras aren't as good as it, but when they do it, it's so polished.
It's the same podcast. It's the same podcast.
Well, my argument was, yes, you approve the stuff, but we're already on to the next thing.
But I do get that. But and I think when iPhone bring out like 100 times zoom camera, for example, it'll probably be so crisp.
I will see the flags on the moon.
I think, you know what, next person who's gone, I'm going to ask them the same question. If they say if they're an iPhone, they say exactly the same stuff, and then that's it. It
is an ecosystem thing.
It's an it's like me. I've got an Apple Watch, right? So I've got an Apple Watch. I've got my AirPods in here.
He's going to say it's got a MacBook as well.
I've got my AirPods.
I can also vouch because I have mine in my pocket as well.
See? Yeah, and it's just life is so easy because I take them out and put them in. I don't have to like put them on. I don't have to like put any power button. I
just
put
it in
on
my ears and
it's on.
Yeah.
My watch every day I get everything I need out of it.
I was talking to Ash about focus modes and stuff. I don't know if you use them.
I do for like a couple of bits. Like you got your sleep and stuff, sleep schedules, and you can change. Yeah.
Or you can put you to sleep.
I think you've got to bow to the dark side at some point.
No, I always stick with Android or Samsung.
But one thing I would say is I wouldn't slander Android. I don't think Android do anything bad.
I only recently moved to the iPhone world like last year.
Oh really?
Yeah.
End of last year, December. We was watching World Cup and he was setting it up there, and I was just looking like.
We watched the first England game. Yeah.
It was literally
and I was setting my watch up because I just bought my phone like a month before.
Oh, okay.
I was setting my watch up whilst I was here.
And even that's so easy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You literally just.
All I did was charge it, and then like I turned it on.
Use my power
to charge it up.
I was just like, what is this? What is this?
Just for anyone that's watching, iPhone 14 Pro Max.
Yeah. And
it's bringing our beautiful faces to you, so you know.
And like MagSafe as well.
Yeah.
Everything like you've got MagSafe. Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah, it just. I put it in my car. I don't have to faff. It just sticks on, and it's just there. It's good to go. I've got a MagSafe charger at home with it's like a little dock thing.
Oh, I've seen them. Yeah. I did think about getting one, but I never got round to it.
Yeah, I've just made another sale there.
What commission?
You're literally working for Apple. Yeah. I think I'll end it on what I ended last week. Obviously, I mentioned I'm doing the charity walk for Prosecutors. As I'm filming this, we're going to put the thing onto the LinkedIn.
The link tree. Sorry.
As of when this comes out, it will be on there. So if you do want to donate, then obviously thank you, but that'll be on there. I think I end it there. I've enjoyed. It's been fun.
Great second cap.
Always a pleasure, man. Yeah. Ivan Tony eat hot out again. Bet you didn't see that coming.
Well done. So cheers for listening. Cheers for watching. See you next time.
Cheers, guys.